So I
Mhm.
didn't crack that in my first attempt. So some of my friends, they also gave it twice, but they couldn't clear those rounds because
Mhm.
their sets were very difficult. But yeah, they later on cracked good companies. I had given the test in month of August,
Mhm.
and after that, in the first week of September, I had my interview round,
Mhm.
and after 3 weeks, around like last week of September, I had got my results. That was the
Okay.
timeline. Okay, so there's 3 weeks gap between each of
Mm.
them.
Right.
Online interview, then
Mm.
you got a confirmation, then interview, and again the result.
Mm.
There's
Right.
almost 3 to 4 weeks gap between all of
Mm.
them.
Right. So people who might miss out in this round, right? Like if they haven't solved any single question or partial at
Hmm.
this time, they can still
Hmm.
have a hope to clear it in the August month.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, definitely. You shouldn't be demotivated even if
Mm.
you don't clear the first time.
Mm.
It adds as an experience to you. Okay,
Mm.
you get experience. Okay, you get to know where you lag, which
Mm.
points you need to improve upon, right?
Mm.
Like I didn't crack in my first attempt. I cracked in
Mm.
the on campus attempt. Okay, I
Mm.
by that time I had even practiced more. I had got
Mm.
that time, so don't get demotivated by that. Okay,
Mm.
always try to find why you didn't was able to clear that. Find your
Right.
problems and rectify them.
Hello everyone. Today we have with us Himanshu. He is also from my college only, a junior who is passing out this year, and he had cracked Hack with Infi Power Programmer role. And today he is here with us to share with us his interview experience. Hi Himanshu.
Hello, hi Bhaiya. Thanks for having me here. So, hello everyone. So, I'm Himanshu Mishra. I'm currently a student in Computer Science Engineering branch from KLE Technological University from 8th semester. So, first of my first interaction with Bhaiya was from Code Chef Campus Chapter Club. Through that, I got to know him, and then there I had started my coding journey and all of the things from there.
Yeah, nice to know that like you have been one of the core members of the club and
Hmm.
handling all
Hmm.
the Instagram and everything
Hmm.
for a long
Hmm.
time.
Hmm. Should I start my interview experience?
Yeah, yes, please.
So, okay, so I had given this interview, sorry, the online round for the Power Programmer role twice. Okay, so I
Mhm.
didn't crack that in my first attempt. So, first of all, I had registered for the HackwithInfy round, which was in last year, April. I had registered that. And then in May, I had my first online round. So, the difficulty of the online round, it was like very, I would say very hard. Like I would say a code forces dev 2 round where you can expect like a, the problems were very nice, the good ones. And
Mhm.
yes, it's on your luck if you get a easy set or a difficult set. Okay, so during my test, like the first question which I had got was, it was on a easy medium side. So it was something related to mathematics that I remember. And there was another question, it was related to graph. So I had only able to solve one problem. The second one I tried uh, during the rest of the time, but I couldn't. And the third, even I read, but I didn't understood that. So you
Okay.
can understand, like, okay, the difficulty of the problem. So only I was able to solve one problem. So I didn't got any interview round. So then in later, after like 2 3 months again, so Infosys had visited our campus. So again, I registered for the on campus round. Then again, the problems, the online round structure, it was same. Three problems, 3 hours. You had to solve them on your preferred favorite language, whichever you like. Then again, this time I had the I was able to solve two problems. One was some sliding window problem. Okay, it was easy medium kind of. I won't say it was very hard problem. It was sliding window variation, and one problem was related to XOR. Okay,
Mhm.
so basically you have an array, you have numbers, and you have to maximize the XOR of them. It was along same. I don't remember exactly. And there was another problem which I didn't read because all of my time went in solving these two problems. So yeah, this time I was able to solve two problems. So after like 2 or 3 weeks, I got a confirmation that I've got an opportunity to interview for the power programmer role. That's it. And after 1 week, my call was scheduled that for the interview round, and that call was again 1 week after that. So like from the day I got to know, I had like around 20 uh, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to prepare for that. So on the day of interview, uh, if I compare the difficulty level of both of them, so the difficulty level of the interview round is fairly easy. Okay, it is like kind of a standard interview process, standard DSA problems. So and you only have one round of interview after that. It is a tech HR interview. Okay, so your DSA problems, your core CS fundamentals, and other HR, some HR questions, all of them are covered in this round. It is basically about 1.5 hour round. So okay, so when I okay, so then when I start when I interview started, it was really some introduction about me, and then I was given DSA problem to solve that one DSA problem. It was a very standard DSA problem. Okay, I don't remember that may because it was, yeah, very standard problem. It was not a difficult one. Okay, it is the similar ones many people have started by on lead code or something. And after that, I gave the brute force approach and then optimized approach. Then we discussed on the time complexity and space complexity both. Okay. Then my interview went through my resume. She went through my projects and all. And after that, I had one project based on Flutter app development. So she said, okay, so as you are aware of this, so can you just ha- design a system for an app booking system? They didn't want the complete design, just the booking part where we book the app. So it was completely new to me. It just came as a surprise to me at that time. Okay, I didn't prepare. I was not prepared for that. So then also I started. I told her the approach like, okay, this is. She wanted a high level design. Okay, just so I gave her the approach like what we can do to just for the booking of the app. And then after that I explained my approach. Then I was asked to share my screen on draw.io and uh, make that thing a diagram, the flow diagram of that. So I made that. And just after that, I was asked uh, about the databases, like which database would you prefer to whatever you have explained to use, would you use for this scenario. So I explained that, okay, I made some mistakes there, but yeah, but I corrected them as I was communicating through that. Yeah, so no more core CS fundamentals. Yeah, all of them was covered for me in like this design process, databases concepts, and some design process and loops like this kind of
I
was
think
covered.
they mistook that you're interviewing for SD2 maybe. It sounds
Yes,
like that.
even yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a surprise to me. Like she was an on-site engineer in Infosys. She was working from Germany, and she was taking my interview from there. So it was like really a surprise for me. So yeah, but I still somehow managed that. It was like then after that again, she went through my resume, and she looked through all my skills and projects. So I would say definitely don't ever lie about that. Okay, they can figure it out if you lie on that. So I had some projects on Node.js and all backend APIs projects. So then I was asked the problem questions on Node.js. Okay, like what are promises, basic JavaScript questions, and all of that. These were after that. There were some 2 3 tech HR related questions, behavioral questions, and then I was asked if you have any other questions you can ask that. So I had asked some of the questions, and yeah, after that my interview was over, and I got after 2 3 weeks I got a confirmation that yeah, I have got the job role. So
Okay,
yeah. Hmm.
nice. So it does take some amount of time to give your consecutive updates because people they're asking like when we'll get updates. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
at least 2, 3, 4 weeks will take time.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes.
So let's move on to some FAQs. Like, do you think CGPA matters? Like after the interview when they are making a final decision to hire or not, does CGPA going to matter or not?
No, for Infosys rounds, I would say no. The CGPA is not a big criteria. As long as you have a standard, like I think they had a criteria of about 60%. So that's not too high, not a high bar for that. Okay, so it's not a mandatory one. And not also, they, I think, they don't consider your 10th and 12th marks as well, like some
Okay,
companies.
right, right.
Hmm.
And so difficulty of DSA problems, was it like as difficult as like CP or online rounds, or how was it?
Okay, so if I say for the online rounds, yes, it was like very difficult ones. Okay, you can expect very difficult problem sets. I would say if you're lucky, you might get a easy set. For my friends who gave this round, so some of my friends they also gave it twice, but they couldn't access clear those rounds because their sets were very difficult. But yeah, they later on cracked good companies. Yeah, so difficulty level is very nice in the online rounds, but in interview it is fairly a standard DSA problems. Yeah. Mm.
So do you have any suggestions for people to take care before the interview? Like they have another 1 or 2 weeks, I think.
Okay, so before, like if you have 1 or 2 weeks left, I would say start focusing on all the standard problems you are working on, all the standard DSA problems. Okay, you are good with CP and all, you have practiced a lot, but there are some standard problems which you need to look through before that. Like I had about 2 weeks after I got to know that I have got an interview opportunity. So I went through all of the standard problems. Then there are interview experiences. I went through all of the interview experiences and all of that. I almost solved all of the standard problems from DP to all the arrays and all. You need to have a look on them once, and as well, some of my friends who had already cracked the power programmer through HackwithInfy. So I asked all of them about their interview experience because it had been a recent interview experience. So also they all helped me. So you can connect to people on LinkedIn. Just try to connect with them, ask them. Okay, even you can ask them to like some people are good, helpful enough. They can take your mock interviews as well. So yeah, so do prepare, and please do prepare your CS core fundamentals and all. And yeah, be prepared for anything. Anything can come as a surprise for you.
Yeah, right. So do you have any suggestion regarding what topics to focus more on?
Mm, the first thing I would say, just prepare your resume well. Everything which you have, like if you have mentioned C, whichever languages you have mentioned, and on all of that, just please go through that all the projects. Don't mention any projects which you're not familiar with, which you might think an interview will cut off. After that, prepare your CS fundamentals very good. OS, DBMS concepts. They might not ask you directly, but yeah, there can be some questions like uh,
Mm.
indirect questions. So prepare your CS fundamentals good.
Mm.
DSA, I guess everyone prepares very well. Okay, so uh, there's no nothing like anything which should be told about that. But yeah, do
Mm.
prepare your CS fundamentals, core fundamentals very nicely, like, and just prepare notes whenever you are reading them. Do prepare notes. Like what I used to do when I used to read them topics, I used to prepare my notes. So at the last moment, I just only need to go through the notes. Like
Mm.
I don't need to go through the whole topics over again. Right? So
Mm.
do try to prepare some small notes about that.
Yeah, right. So any suggestions to like during interview?
Yes, always have a positive mindset. Okay, just try to communicate as much as you with the interviewer. Uh, if even if you're stuck at something, some place, just don't straight away say no. Try something. Like even during my interview round, the design process was came as a surprise to me. I
Mm-hmm.
tried something. I made mistakes. It
Mm.
wasn't flawless. Okay, I made many mistakes, but as I was communicating through my interviewer, we discuss some things, and they you can ask for help to them. Okay,
Mm.
try to communicate as much as you can.
Mm.
Okay, so she helped me with that. So
Mm.
yeah, I through that I corrected my mistakes. You have to solve a problem together, right? It's not an
Mm.
exam.
Right. So, do you have any thoughts on role of luck?
Definitely, it's like very important, right?
Mm.
Uh, uh, the first thing is on the online rounds. Yeah, the luck is very important. If you have got a good set of problems, yes, you might
Mm.
clear those rounds. And after that, again in interview, you don't
Mm.
know who is going to take your interview,
Mm.
right? So it depends. Like if there is a higher level management, so they don't have much time. Okay, they are already have so much in hand to take consider.
Mm.
So they might only ask you some standard problems in order to test your problem solving ability. But if you get SD1, like kind of low level employee to get your interviews, so they might ask
Mm.
you some difficult problems. It all depends. Like
Mm.
everything is on your luck. You cannot
Yeah.
say it should went like this or the interview.
Mm.
Everything is based on your luck.
Yeah. Okay, Macha, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you for being with us. Looking forward to have you again for your further experiences.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.